podcast is part of the Sports Social Podcast Network.
Find the biggest voices in sport on the Sports Social Podcast Network.
Like the multi-award-winning Fight Disciples podcast with me, Nick Peet, and my sparring partner and best mate, Adam Cattrall. Throughout the week, we discuss the biggest news in fight sports, from Tyson Fury's latest comeback to the return of Conor McGregor and everything in between. Allow us to take you closer to the action at home and abroad as we go behind the scenes at all the monster fights in both boxing and mixed martial arts. Search Fight Disciples and listen wherever you get your podcasts.
Sports Social Podcast Network.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Achtung Millwall. Broadcasting from beautiful South Bermondsey, it's the #1 Millwall podcast. Accept no substitute.
Ladies and gentlemen, Coventry have lost 2-1 at home to Southampton. Middlesbrough have drawn. Late equaliser for Bristol City. My word, Harry sent me a message, dear listeners, saying we have a chance to go second if we win this afternoon. He's saying his mental health can't stand it. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Achtung Millwall. My name is Nick Hart. The only thing standing between us and that glittering prize, whisper it, is Blackburn Rovers. Who can forget the infamous 2023 fixture, 4-3 loss? Need a reminder to you listeners. Infamy, they've all got it in for us. Infamous, they've all got it in for us, I should say. Your times this afternoon for this huge fixture. It couldn't get any bigger, it's got bigger. Patterson in goal, backline Danny Mack, Tristan Kramer, Jake Cooper, Zach Sturge, your midfield two, Billy Mitch, Barry Bannon up front, Aziz Negley, Langstaff, and the main man at the moment is Josh Coburn leading the line. A win this afternoon and we go second in the table. Automatic promotion looms, dear listeners. How about that? Lions, of course, in their traditional blue and white. Blackburn this afternoon sporting a kind of a dull, dirty yellow ensemble. This is a huge situation. What can possibly go wrong? As I've just said to the guys up here in Block 1. What can possibly go wrong? We've equalled and had more points than we finished in the last 6 of our 8 seasons, but now the automatic 2 beckon before us. I once compared supporting Millwall to being a man falling down a well, clambering up the sides of the well, which is an old well. The brickwork is crumbling, and just as we get near the top to get out of our predicament, crumbling brickwork under our fingers, someone stamps on us at the top and knocks us back down to the bottom. How many times have we let these situations go through our fingers? This is a big chance, listeners. I was not going to say it's a wonderful afternoon for it. Sunshine illuminates half the den. Crowd in fine voice. I do wonder whether the football gods up there on top of the Selchip power station are playing chess with our lives, dear listeners. Zeus and Athena playing chess up there with the Millwall supporters' allegiances. Alex Neil, though, we've got a task in front of us. We've got Blackburn Rovers who are fighting relegation. Alex Neil expects them to have a go, quote. That's quoting from the news at Den this afternoon. It is packed in Block 1, listeners. I'm hemmed right in the corner, birdshit corner. It's going to be Blackburn to kick us off, attacking the Coldblow lane, as per the instructions and the teachings of the Venerable Bede. Back there in Anglo-Saxon England, 9th century, writing his Anglo-Saxon Chronicle. Ye Millwall shall attacketh ye away end in ye first half, he wrote. Latecomers have almost filled the den. There's a few patches of blue seats knocking around over on the Docker stand. I am tightly packed in like a tin of sardines in Block 1, listeners. We're just waiting for the go-ahead to kick us off. Blackburn kick us away, listeners. Femi Aziz nominated as the Sky Bet Championship Player of the Month. He saw a nice little video on the club website of him receiving his award, which looked like made out of plastic. But anyway, it's nice to be acknowledged as the best player in the division for February. That was. I was trying to explain to my wife earlier on in the car, listeners, how the big game atmosphere and big game situations don't really suit Millwall as a club. We're not used to it, and there becomes a kind of a hysteria that you can almost touch. That's why I'm hoping to avoid playoff football, for that very reason. Long ball falls towards Coburn there, but manhandled away. Yeah, my wife wasn't terribly interested, but I told her anyway. Big games down at the Den. You know, there's a kind of electricity in the air. You can feel it and touch it. I'm not sure it always works to our advantage. Ball goes all the way back to the Blackburn goalkeeper. We're early doors yet, listeners. 12 minutes in. Slight sense of nervousness, I think, around the Den. I might be overplaying it, but I just think there's a slight edgy quality. So much at stake, so much on the table. Free kick conceded there, just inside the Millwall half. I was saying outside the ground today, this is all about the result rather than the performance. I mean, so far, performance hasn't been up to much worth mentioning as we getting towards 20 minutes. But a win is huge if we can scratch it out today, listeners. A little bit hit and hope so far. It was a long ball forwards on 21 minutes there from Femi. Line's just not quite clicking at the minute, dear listeners. I think the pressure of the situation is very, very real. You can feel it all around the stadium, in my opinion. This is the 2 for Blackburn on the right side. Headed clear. Nice take and turn by Langstaff. Penalised. Free kick for Blackburn. Another dangerous situation. Langstaff unlucky to get clipped, to get the offence. He just clipped his man as he was trying to clear it. And it's probably about 25 yards, just right at the D. They have been a bogey side for us, Blackburn, haven't they? I think I read somewhere they've only beaten them twice in 20-odd games. Why that is so, I don't know. Sometimes you just get that. Wigan a few years ago used to have that role in our lives, didn't they? Northern side that would just be a bogey team for us. The 10, the 4 and the 5 standing over this free kick. So it's going to be a shot from distance. 5 takes. Batted over by Patterson. Nice save. And on target. Mill just not clearing their lines very well at the moment, listeners. I think we've got to settle down, as Freddie Goodwin of the Comedians used to say. Settle down, settle down. That's one from the art for all the older listeners. That was his catchphrase, stand-up comedian. 17 on the right side, ball into the box, the long legs of Jake Cooper. Put that for a right-sided corner. 24 minutes. This game at the moment is a bit like having not a full-on headache, a vague headache that you can't get shut of. You ever had one of those, listeners? It's like that at the moment. Right-sided corner then, ticking towards 24-25 now, in it comes. Headed down and away. Not quite off the line, but it was cleared near the line. Do him, they're saying. Ball in from the right side now. The 10 headed wide, thankfully. Line's not looking razor sharp at the moment, listeners, and the crowd can sense it. Poor clearance by Jake. This is the 23 now. There's a bit of space on the right side. There's a chance. Oh, that threaded pass there forward. That was a error. Liven up, listeners, Lions. Come on. That's what the crowd are saying. Liven up. Long ball over the top. This is Coburn on a chase. 2 men on him. He gets bundled off the ball. Nothing from the referee, listeners. That seems to be okay. Oh, for fuck's sake. The referee is blowing up for everything, listeners. Finally, ironic cheers for the referee. Finally gives a holding on Coburn, a free kick for Millwall. How about that? 1 minute into the added 4. Danny Mack, long ball finds Bannon. Beautiful little deft touch inside. It's bouncing around. This is escaped Kramer there. That's going to be a goal kick. A little moment of attacking play in the opposition penalty here is about the only bit I can think of off the top of my head, listeners, for the half. To say a disappointing half is an understatement, but still 0-0. Half time, not much to report there, dear listeners. Fairly drab proceedings generally, neither side really threatening. Lions need to do a lot better in the second half. We'll leave it there. Half time, 0-0.
There we are.
There you
Let's
go.
go for a better half.
Let's hope so. Welcome back, dear listeners. We're out for the second half here. Big shout out to my American fans alongside me here. They've suddenly got followers on the podcast here. We've predicted Donald Trump to win the Peace Prize in the World Cup, and England to take it with glory out there.
I believe it.
Yeah. Lions need a bit of glory in the second half. That was one of the drabbest halves of football we've seen for a long while down here. Substitutions. Kundal's coming in. Mihailo's coming in. Who's going out? Danny Mack's coming out for Mihailo. I'm going to guess Langstaff. Can't see Langstaff out there. So 2-man forward line, dear listeners. Let's see what we get. Can't be any worse. Lions will be attacking a cold blow in the second half. Just waiting the signal to get kicked off. Big half of football, Millwall. First half was a kind of a stumbling kind of Saturday night, too much to drink, trying to do something elegant kind of performance. Ball into the middle. Goal kick. There was a shout for handball there. Not a bad shout either. And then the 23 went flying. On another day you might have got that. There's a left-sided corner as it is. Little conversation circle around the referees asking why that wasn't a handball. I think VAR might have given it, listeners, but anyway. Myself, I think we're nervous, listeners. We are very, very nervous. Anxiety pervades this Mill side so far. Ball flicks off of Ivanovic to Coburn. He feeds Aziz now on the right side of the Blackburn penalty area. What can he do? Ball into the middle. Batted away. This is Barry Bannon. Oh, off the line by the goalkeeper there. A little kind of daisy cutter shot by Barry Bannon. Batted away by the goalkeeper, bottom right hand of the goal. First real Millwall chance of the game. 48 minutes. Left side corner now. In comes a corner. Deep, deep, deep. It's headed over the bar. Another corner. 3 corners in succession. Start the second half, listeners. 49 minutes. Bannon swings it in deep, deep, deep. It's away from everybody, unfortunately. It's going to fall to Negley on the right side, trying to take his man on. He twists and turns, floats it into the middle. That's all onto the roof of the net from Jake Cooper. Chance. Lovely little hanging cross there, just over the top from Cooper. Just a little stretching, leaping in the air. Like a salmon, this is. It's a better start to the second half. Just being a little bit out-bodied in midfield at times, listeners. This is Blackburn on our right now. Ball in. That's going to go to the corner. Deep. Deep, 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 deep. Headed away by Sturge. Only to the edge of the penalty area, though. This is back out on the right. This is Blackburn still in possession. Ball into the middle. Oh, it's bouncing around. Oh, into a sea of bodies. There's a shot there. Taken on the line by Patterson. Ping pong, listeners. It was like pinball in there. All flying around the middle penalty area, but thankfully Patterson falls upon it. Soja, a packed block one is actually can't see down the right side byline. How about that? Not often I can say that, listeners. Normally got like a panoramic vista in front of me, but today when everyone stands up, I couldn't see down the far right corner. Kramer on the right side. He's got Femi overlapping him. He finds him. Ball in from Femi. 1-0 Millwall! Overhead kick! Kundal! 1-0 the Lions! What a goal! Overhead kick in from the close range. Finish on the left side goal. Wow! Fantastic goal. 54 minutes. Critical goal. What a finish by Luke Kundal, dear listeners. Balling from the right from Femi Aziz. Kundal does an overhead kick. A Pele bicycle kick in the old days, we called those. Not that I ever did one, listeners. That's been a big relief, dear listeners. Another one will do me just nicely now, though, listeners. I'm a greedy man. Mill struggling against a Blackburn side that have been geared up to quell, dull the game down. And that's a beautiful overhead take by Luke Kundal. flick header on from Ivanovic. There's Coburn. Hoofed clear by the Blackburn defence. Huge weight off the collective shoulders of the Den, dear listeners. You can hear the hubbub all around me now, can't you? Ball breaks, Ivanovic. Feeds Coburn on the right side. Man loose, this is Negley breaking from deep. On the left side shot. Oh, wide right. Thought that was his moment, dear listeners. Rory O'Reilly, 58 minutes. I thought that was it. Beautiful breakdown, space. Acres of space for Camille Negley there. Puts it wide right. This Zach Sturge concedes one for the team there. The Japanese 23 is a very nippy player. Oh, he's been given a red card. Oh, what? The 23 was on the break forwards. Zach's clipped him, one for the team. Been shown a straight red. Goal scoring opportunity. Very, very loose. Bloody hell. Straight red. Mill need to reform and fast. I imagine Negley will go into the left back position. It's true. It's a statement of fact. Danger free kick here for Blackburn listeners. Lions will be reading. We're on 61 minutes at the moment. Here we go. Into the wall. Ball's out wide, right. Oh, flick header over as it was nodded back in from the 23. The referee's not the most popular man in the house, listen, I don't know who he is. Alex Neil furiously looking like he's working on some new tactics. Who's this going to be coming in? Joe Bryan. Sure up the left side. Well, Millwall down to 10 men, listeners. It wouldn't be easy if it was Millwall, would it? 63 minutes. Ball into the middle, this is the 25. He's been a bit of a pain in our backside. That's the Japanese player, so I'm thinking of the 23. 25 is behind him in the pile stakes, but the Japanese player has been a hemorrhoid on our bum all game. Bannon's going to come out. Joe Bryan's going to come in, listeners. There's an old chant, old school. The referee's a wanker. You don't have that word in America, do you? Wanker. You're missing out. There's a whole rich vocabulary that you're missing out on out there. Nothing beats wanker. You can't get when you go home, try it out.
My co-worker's going to hate it.
You wanker. Here comes Blackburn down the right, listeners. This is going to be a nervy final 25 minutes. Come towards the halfway point of the second half. Obviously, Lions leading by that spectacular Luke Cundall goal, but now the game's turned, twisted and turned, with the sending off of Zach Sturge. I'm guessing the referee deemed that a goal-scoring chance, which is stretching matters, in my humble opinion, my neutral opinion. And the Lions down to 10 men for the final quarter of the game. With the richest of Croesus of the Premier League potentially on the table. Well, this not on the table, something being promised. This is the 25 on the right side. Blackburn with a man advantage on the right flank. Ball in. Headed cleared by Femi, is shot over the bar. In the 20. Millwall consistently going long now, as you might expect with 10 men. There's a flick header on from Ivanovic. This is Josh Coburn. Oh, didn't quite catch it right as nod header through there into the arms of the goalkeeper. Needed better than that. Well, I've got to say, Alex Neil does not settle for the 1-0 Gary Rowett style play the game out. He's going for the win still here, keeping two men forwards. It's a gamble, a bold one. Blackburn on the right now. Shot on target, collected down low by Anthony Patterson now. All bobbles around, this is Ivanovic, he finds Aziz, shot on target, power shot, batted over by the goalkeeper, on target from a very tight angle, listeners. Wow. 71, 72 minutes. 73 minutes, listeners. It was a tense first half in one way. It's a very tense second half in a completely different way now. Move breaks down for Blackburn. This is Billy Mitch. Kundal, not much to aim at in front of him there. There's a moment where I thought we might break forwards, as it is. It's Kramer. Down the line is Femi Aziz in space on the right side. Takes his man on. Goes down, no penalty there. Oh, bounce in front of the goalkeeper. No penalty given, listeners. "80 minutes, the listeners, on the right side at Blackburn. Little 1-2. Bowled equaliser. Tapped in at close range from the right side cross. 1-1. Blackburn first to the second ball. Is a ball into the middle. Oh, that's across the face of the Millwall goal. Cleared by Kramer at full stretch there, listeners. Wow. 82 minutes now, left side corner. It breaks. This is Kundal. Ball forwards. Just evaded everyone. This gives Blackburn the ball back now. This is the 23. 2-1, 29 fires in. They've certainly exploited their man advantage. The game has turned on that sending off, listeners. That's all I'm going to say on the matter. And Blackburn, in fairness, have used their extra man well, creating two chances through speedy passing down the right side particularly, which is where Zach Sturs would have been. Very deflated feeling around the den, as you might expect, listeners. We're at 89 going towards 90. Lions down to 10 men, the crucial turning point of the game. This is Kramer trying to find Derek. Goal kick. There it is, finishes full time, Millwall 1, Blackburn 2, or should I say 2-1 to the referee. The sending off obviously was the turning point of the game. Until then, Lions were leading by that slender Luke Kundal goal. Body sprawling on the pitch. Very, very disappointing result. We're going to come back after these messages, dear listeners.
It's tax season, and at LifeLock, we know you're tired of numbers. But here's a big one you need to hear. Billions. That's the amount of money in refunds the IRS has flagged for possible identity fraud. Now here's another big number. 100 million. That's how many data points LifeLock monitors every second. If your identity is stolen, we'll fix it guaranteed. One last big number. Save up to 40% your first year. Visit lifelock.com/podcast for the threats you can't control. Terms apply.
LinkedIn is pretty great at a lot of things, like helping you tap into the latest trends and insights in your field. We cannot stop your coworker from tapping her pencil. LinkedIn can help you find new jobs that align with your career goals. We cannot help you find the source of that weird smell in the office fridge. Ew. And while we can't stop your coworkers from bringing their hobbies into the office, LinkedIn can help you bring your career to the next level. LinkedIn is the network that works for you.
Did you know only 6% of people are getting enough fiber? That's why Quaker created Fiber February, a month-long movement to show your gut a little more love. It's like dry January, only easier and more delicious. Quaker has over 100 delicious options that are a good source of fiber. So go buy Quaker Oats today and join the Fiber February movement for a healthy gut.
Achtung, Millwall.
Welcome back, dear listeners. Well, normally by Sunday morning, I'm a bit more mellow. I'm still got the raging hump from yesterday. Joining me to share in our collective misery is show regular Ben Anthony. Ben, how you doing, mate?
Hello, I'm sort of reeling from yesterday. when you messaged me the other day saying, "Do you fancy having a chat after the Blackburn game?" I thought, "Bloody hell, Nick! Like I've still got
The
PTSD."
hospital pass, isn't it? I know. I thought we might put the bogey team to rest, but no, they continue to be a thorn in our side, listeners. They're the new Wigan, Ben. Do you remember when Wigan was a kind of a constant thorn in our backside, a few years ago? And
Yeah,
Blackburn seem to have adopted the same role in our lives now.
we knew I just had that feeling we were in for a bloody nose, but
And we got it.
well, I
Yeah.
guess we've got quite a lot to talk about, haven't we?
We do, and nobody said this thing would be easy, dear listeners. So that's certainly true. I'm trying to look at the positive. We can probably dispense with a very forgettable first half, Ben, or can we? Because I don't think we really ever got out of the kind of frozen headlight spotlight in that first half, and that was disappointing, to be honest. Because big game, big stakes on the table, and we should have brought a bit more action to the party for the first 45, and we just didn't show anything, did we?
No, everyone around me was sort of in agreement that we almost gave them too much respect. We were
Yeah,
playing Blackburn's game and not our own.
yeah,
And you kind of expect, particularly with us where we are in the league and playing at the Den in front of a full house, we should be playing our game and taking the
yeah,
game to them. And there was just a bit too much passing it around the back four, not moving, forward with purpose,
yeah,
which is something we've been so good at. It
yeah.
was a bit weird. It was a very odd thing to see because we haven't been playing like that at all. So yeah, I wasn't surprised to see changes at half time. I was slightly surprised to see the change of formation, but it was a bold move from Alex Neil, and that's what he's paid for, isn't it?
Yeah, and he's a gambler. I mean, we've seen that repeatedly, and when it pays off, when you're a winner and you're a gambler, everyone loves you, and nobody loves you when you're down. I think there's a song on that theme, plenty of songs on that theme, actually. But anyway, there we are. There he's a gambler, and he did roll the dice at half time, bringing in Cundle, who would be the crucial kind of element in the good part of the second half for Millwall. But I mean, again, another constant theme of the season, and we're going to come back to the obvious points, the talking points, in a moment. But Ben, I've got to say, we waste chances. We waste a lot of chances. I was looking at the edited highlights, the extended highlights rather, on the club site, listeners, and that I hadn't appreciated in real time how many good chances we had beyond the brilliant goal by Luke Cundle. But there was a free header for Jake Cooper in front of goal moments before that. Bannon had a good shot, well saved by the goalkeeper, Blackburn keeper. But we just fritter chances, and we're never comfortable at 1-0, are we? And so it proved to be for various reasons. But those chances really did haunt us yesterday, rather.
I think to the I forget who played the through ball now, but to Negley running down the left, and you sort of think, oh, this is it. You can either score or there's about three players ready to tap it in.
Yeah.
It's hard to tell whether the goalkeeper's made an incredible save or he's put it wide. But
I think he saved it. I think he saved it, Ben, because I looked close.
Corner out of it, did we? But
we didn't get a corner, no. And he's not going to put his hand up, no pun intended, and say I touched it. But he did. He got to bare his fingertip to it, and that was enough to send it on that extra bit of angle away. So it was a good save.
Those little moments on a day when it's going for us, that goes in the back of the net. We're 2-0 up.
Yeah.
And you sort of think, okay, we're cruising now. But I think you're right. I think if we go in half time 1-0 up or 2-0 up, we take the game to them.
Yeah.
I think it's a totally different story. And it was a wasted opportunity yesterday in terms of that first half.
Yeah, I mean, I was listening to a post-match press conference with Alex Neil, and he said that nothing was decided yesterday. And he makes a good point. No, that nothing was going to be won yesterday. Nothing was going to be lost yesterday. But it was a big moment. We're all realists. I think it was also bemoaning the modern structure, which nothing's going to change on this, of having earlier kickoffs, so that the pressure on the players, we seem to freeze. And I think this is a classic Millwall big time syndrome. It freezes us, so we've got players that aren't used to these pressure situations, Ben. I mean, if you aspire to play at the top level, you've got to somehow find a way to deal with it. But we don't really have a squad that is used to handling the big time situations. And I think that first half, particularly, where we didn't really create anything. Blackburn, if anything, had a few moments where on another day they might have expected a little bit more out of moments. And that was just a waste of 45 minutes. And I think it's that syndrome of rabbit in headlight, rather. I don't know if that's being unfair on the players or not, but we didn't come to the party. We did liven up with the changes at half time, though, and Kundal coming in and the formation change. You've touched on it, going 4-4-2, two-man forward line. And then that beautiful goal from Luke Kundal. And everything seemed so happy. It seemed like an awkward day had been banished from our shoulders at that moment.
He sort of shifted to wing backs, didn't he? So almost a free at the back with Sturge as a sort of semi full back.
Yeah.
And we had sort of Negley and Aziz sort of doing the wing back role.
Yeah.
And that it was working for a really sustained period of time. It was very effective.
Yeah.
Because what it meant was that we basically had Kramer able to go out to the right a little bit more.
Yeah, which we've been missing a lot, haven't we? That wing kind of support,
Sort of reminded of how effective that Kramer and Aziz link up was for that large chunk of the season.
Yeah.
And I think that was so effective yesterday, and of course that did lead to the what is a fantastic goal. What a finish!
I mean, breathtaking goal. I mean, it's sad that it'll fade in the memory a little bit because of the result, but that was a beautiful goal. One of the best I think I've seen at the Den at all. It's overhead kicks are always spectacular, and in such a critical moment, hats off to the boy because I think he put it away very, very well. And then, as you said already, 1-0. We've then got the Negley break into space, and the shot. It turns out I think it was saved, but it was in real time. I thought he put it wide. And he, again, in real time, I hadn't appreciated that Ivanovic and Coburn were lurking. So, a ball into the box probably would have caused panic stations or a goal. And there we are. These are the moments, Ben, aren't they? This is what seasons can turn on, to be honest. It's small moments like that. And then that shot from, we had the sending off. Let's touch on the sending off because we had the shot from Aziz and the tight angle came after the red card for Zach Sturge. I've looked at it in real time. I thought it was where I sit up in the birdshit corner. I thought, he looks like he's through on goal. Actually, when you see the replay, he's not in danger, really. He's still got Jake Cooper with him, and he's some distance going away from the goal. Referees, I don't know. Do you subscribe to the conspiracy theories I read on the net, Ben? Are you an online theorist like this? FA cabal and referees.
As tempting as it is, I'm just of the opinion that some of the referees of this league are dog shit.
Oh, mate. Well, there was I was looking on Millwall Online, listeners, and obviously there's a whole thread on there of FA conspiracy theories.
Yeah.
Smoke-filled rooms where they sit around and they plot the downfall of Millwall. If only a thing could be organised that so well as that. I think, and there was someone made the point that in the year of professional refereeing, Ben, that this referee, Andrew Kitchen, wants to get into the gravy train of the Premier League refereeing scene. I thought that's not the way to do it. We're having looked at the replay. That's an awful decision. I mean, any neutral view of that says that was a terrible decision, but this is what we have to live with, isn't it?
From what I understand, I was sort of messaging a few people during the game. My dad was watching they have on Sky Sports. They've got
yeah.
I can't remember the name of the referee now, but they have the referee doing the VAR watch on the screen.
Post-mortem, yeah. The
BBC, but apparently both of them had seen it, and both of them on air were saying it's a terrible, terrible decision.
A game-turning decision. Let's be right. I mean,
it's a soft foul. To be honest, it's not even a heavy foul or anything. He sort of lightly touched his shoulder and just gone down.
Yeah.
You do see him given, but there's so clear cover, and he's not running at goal. He's sort of moving away from goal. It's such a poor decision. There's no one in the ground thinking. For me, I don't think there's anyone in the ground thinking that's a red card.
I think a red card, a yellow for sure. I mean, he's clearly balked the man and brought him down. Free kick, dangerous position, yellow card. It wasn't a goal-scoring opportunity, which should be the red. But And I suppose, hackneyed old subject, but that's the kind of thing that VAR is expected to deal with in I don't know if they can reverse red cards, can they? I'm not sure in the Premier League, but anyway, red card it was, but we did maintain a fairly open attacking stance after that, Ben. I mean, that's the gambler of Alex Neil. He kept two men forwards, and we kept trying to play, and went close. And Aziz had a shot from a very tight angle, and then another big talking point, which, with the benefit of the TV, I couldn't tell you in real time whether that was a penalty when Aziz went down on the right side of the penalty area. But looking at it, it's a clear penalty on camera, and another howler of a decision by that referee. Two that's cost us.
Well, we sort of sit on opposite ends of the pitch, Nick. So where you are, you got probably the better view of the red card incident.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
in a really good position to see that run into the box from Aziz, and it was as clear as anything.
Clear as day. When you see the replay, Ben, you know.
Yeah, it's such a woeful decision to not give that. Whether the referees bottled it or somehow missed it, but then what's the linesman doing? The linesman's there looking at it as well.
Collective incompetence, I think. That's what he's doing.
It's so bad and then to think you've put us in that position with a controversial red card, and then they've missed that. That's why you can understand why some people are feeling like we've been deliberately stitched up.
Totally agreed. I mean, these you have to live with these decisions, listeners, and you can't do anything about it. I do believe the club are going to appeal the Sturge red card. I mean, we'll see. I don't anticipate the refereeing FA Sky Sports cabal will do us any favours, but we'll see.
No, they'll probably fine us
for daring to speak up. I mean, all of that said, and this might be a controversial view for some. I mean, I think we've got to look at ourselves for the loss yesterday as much as the referee. As tempting as it is to have a villain, and there's a clearly incompetence. We've touched on that in the show, but it was very poor. We seemed to collapse, mental collapse, in that last 10 minutes in defence. They exploited the wide side, the flanks very well, especially down the right side. And but we didn't defend very well there, Ben. And I think that, I suppose, we're trying to play an open game. Were we too open for you, or should we have gone row it and closed it all down, put the 10 men behind the ball?
I think the point to do that was when the equaliser went in. I think the equaliser went in, and we thought we've been doing well. Let's carry on and push.
Yeah,
and I think there was just a little bit of panic that creeped in, and I don't think it's a coincidence. I think we'd just taken off Bannon.
Yes, we had. Yeah.
And I think his sort of level-headedness and leadership and
experience,
you can see how he's talking to the players around him.
Yeah,
and I think that I think him being on the pitch still, because he's clearly fit enough, I think that would have been, for me, that's the only decision I thought Alex Neil made that, in terms of subs, that I didn't agree with, because I thought we actually needed a bit of experience and level-headedness on the pitch.
Well, we also lost his ability to deliver a beautiful pass. I mean, especially when you're down to 10, you're going to be looking for the long ball, aren't you? I mean, we're going to go direct. We've got a two-man forward line which wants balls played in the spaces, and that's Barry Bannon's game. Bringing in Joe Bryan, I'm not going to slag Joe Bryan. I think he did his best, but that was a poor exchange, I think.
Well,
in the benefit of hindsight,
on the pitch, didn't we? So I think he's the only defender on the bench, so it sort of made sense.
It's time for him to go.
Game, isn't he? I think it's a bit harsh to sort of have a go at him. He's cold in the game. He's trying to get up to speed. He's not played very much.
No.
I don't put the blame onto Joe Bryan's shoulders.
No. I mean, it's just it's an observation. We've lost a player of some influence, and we've brought in a player. All the things you've just said, they're cold, and he's not been on the pitch. I can't remember last time I saw him it was a while ago, wasn't it, since Joe Bryan took the field for us? So, that wasn't the greatest of exchanges. I think that's probably why I'd put it. But we kept pressing, and then again, even the second goal was a consequence of trying to play a passing style that just got away from us in midfield, and they used it much more effectively on their break than we did going forwards. And there it is, 2-1 game, set and match to Blackburn, bogey side. We've slipped slightly to fourth in the table. Still a very good position to be in, of course. And we've got this critical shootout now next week to go to Portman Road. Ipswich one place above us, Ben. 37 games played for them, one game in hand. 68 points, Millwall in fourth on 68. So that's going to be some game next week, isn't it? That's Portman Road.
Yeah,
it's a must win, or at least don't lose, I suppose, if we're going to go for the second spot. Is it still on the cards for you, second spot?
Oh, yeah. I mean, what is it, 2 points? And we've still got
2
to play
points to Borough. Yeah, and teams around us seem to be feeling the pressure too, Ben. So anything's possible.
Yeah, and we weren't going to win all 9 games. I think we had 9 games left. We weren't going to win all 9. There was going to be
a high bar, wasn't it? Yeah.
For it to happen on a day when Borough dropped points as well, it's not the worst day for that to have happened. And I think it's probably, you were talking about that kind of, I guess the players having the bottle and being able to handle the pressure. They should be able to harness, or Alex Neil and Cooper and people like Bannon should be able to harness that feeling that the players will have of the disappointment of yesterday to sort of take that forward and say, well, you don't want to feel like that again. Put the performance in and get the results and get the job done. It might be an important experience, an important moment in the season. There's me scratching for a silver lining for you.
No, I like that silver lining. Another silver lining I was trying to scratch for was the return of hopefully some crucial players. I rather think we've been missing Caleb Taylor with Kramer in that right back position. I'm hoping that will be something that Alex Neil also is seeing as well. We've just been beaten a little bit in the air a couple of times of late, and we've not been used to that. So I think Kramer back in the right side and Taylor in the middle, if he's fit enough, will be a good thing probably. Return of Alfie Doughty, and I don't know the Casper Denor situation when he might be back, but these are big players, big time players, Ben, and it'd be great to get them back to give us the best shot that we can have for his final, 8 games now of the season. I mean, it will be a memorable finish whatever becomes of us this season. It will be some huge season in our memories, but it's just having the riches of the Premier League on the table does rather distort everyone's thinking, rather, doesn't it? I think we all fall foul of it. I do, I know. There we are.
Can we just say a word for Camille Negley? Because
do.
I've not seen a player quite that knackered at the end of a game. He run himself into the ground and then some. And I thought he's been, particularly going into this phase of the season, I just think he's been absolutely superb and shown worth every penny.
It's a great point. Because I'd include Negley, you're right, and the players looked exhausted. I think Alex Neil said that they left everything out there. They did. I don't think there's much more they could have given. And Negley, I would be agreeing with you, chief amongst them. I thought he'd missed that chance. It was a great save, and the goalkeeper got away with it because there was no corner given, but it was a beautiful save. He just fingertipped it. So another day, that's Camille Negley, the hero, and as it is, not so much. But no, I do agree. His form of late has been something to behold. So, despite the result, there are elements of positivity to take forward out of that, Ben. And I know that's so many out there, and myself included, have still got the hump from yesterday. But I think there are elements that will we can take to Ipswich next week. And hopefully, as you said, use them. That's a good way to look at it, I think. There we go. Ben, also a big thank you for joining me this Sunday morning. Not an easy one, mate, was it?
No worries, mate.
I'll try and get you for a win.
Yeah, I've had a couple. It's been all right. Where I think every game was a 3-0 loss.
You're a good voice of reason when all around us are losing their heads. Big thank you to Ben Anthony. Thank you, mate.
My pleasure.
This episode is brought to you by Workday. Could AI help you do more of what you love? like reaching bigger goals ahead of schedule, growing careers, and the bottom line. Workday is the next-gen ERP powered by AI that actually knows your business, anticipating your toughest challenges and how to better solve them. Connecting more dots in your organization so your people have more time to connect to what they love. It's a new Workday.
An all-new season of The Secret Lives of Mormon Wives is now streaming on Hulu and Hulu on Disney+.
Mom Talk has just been blowing up.
Whitney and Jen are on Dancing with the Stars.
Taylor is a bachelorette. Saying that out loud is crazy. Like, that is huge.
But all the cool opportunities could pull us apart.
It's causing issues in everyone's marriage.
My whole world is falling apart right now. It's chaos.
Watch the Hulu original series, The Secret Lives of Mormon Wives, now streaming on Hulu and Hulu on Disney Plus for bundle subscribers. Terms apply.
Hello?
Good evening, dear listeners. I don't normally voice note anymore because every time I mention anything, we tend to lose. So I've been trying to keep a low profile, but how can any person, any Millwall fan, any football fan, keep quiet after the events of this afternoon at the Den? I thought Millwall weren't very good, in all honesty. I don't think we were very good in the first half, but that was helped massively by the fact that the officials had turned up with the decision to basically referee the game fine for Blackburn, but basically decide to give every decision against Millwall. Any 50-50 was given the other way. That's nothing new, dear listener. I'm not telling you anything that you don't know. But to go 1-0 up in a game against that was a new version of Millwall. But forgive me if you've heard this one before, ladies and gentlemen. Millwall give away one goal and give away a second to lose 2-1. And a lot of fucking shit's had to happen before that. I think Joe Bryan is probably at fault for both goals. I haven't watched them back, so if I'm crucifying him, I apologise. But it's never a fucking red card. I thought maybe... I don't think it's a foul in the first place, but once he's fucking given a free kick, which he seems to take a long time to think about, he's then gone for that bollocks dog so fucking denial of a clear goal scoring opportunity. I've seen it back since. It's not fucking denial because Kramer's round on the fucking cover. Can he shoot from outside the area? Yeah, of course he can. I don't know. I know Nick doesn't like stats, but what is the XG from a shot from the edge of the box? It's not fucking 1. And that's what I class as a clear goal scoring opportunity. It's bollocks. It's the FA. It's a massive kick in the bollocks. Are we down? Yes. Are we out of it? No. The season rolls on, but we really need that red card rescinded because Joe Bryan ain't up to the fucking task anymore. And that's it, really. Other than that, yeah, you can. Alex Neil rolled the dice, went to 3 at the back, done loads of shit before we get there. But the big fucking turning point is that fucking decision by the man in the middle to do that. And he's got it wrong. Whether he's got it wrong innocently, your spidey lizard people senses are fucking on stalks the same as mine are. And yeah, the FA are cunts. They don't want us up there. They don't want us in the playoffs. And they certainly don't want us finishing fucking second. That is corruption at its fucking finest to me. I'm sorry. It just fucking is. But there we go. We'll roll on to Ipswich, roll on to Middlesbrough, roll on to Norwich and see where we end up after the next 3 games. But we definitely need Zach Sturge back. And so we need to appeal that decision. It'd be very, very interesting if it gets overturned. Well, it's fucked my Saturday evening up. What about you, dear listener? Anyway, Arrivederci Millwall.
All right, Nick. Doing better. Hope you're well, mate. Just a few thoughts on yesterday. Obviously, I think most of the messages are going to be about the ref and the FA conspiracy, but I think we need to talk about how fucking utter shite we were in that first half. Let's be absolutely honest. Blackburn were possibly the worst team I've seen down at the Den, but they brought us down to their level. We were useless, and I see a lot of stick for particularly Ivanovic this morning. I feel a bit sorry for the bloke, to be honest. You know, he's in and out. You know, he comes on last week against Hull, and along with others, he made a big difference to the game. And the following week, he's dropped again. Let's be honest. I think Langstaff and Bannon didn't really do it for the first half. Not that many others did. I do feel a little bit, like Forrest said, don't see why people are on his back so much. But anyway, I felt a little bit the same as I felt coming out of the game against Portsmouth, to be honest, a few weeks ago. It's all going to go tits up and we're going to do what we normally do and start bottling it and that. But listen, look what we did after Portsmouth. Won, what's it, 4, maybe 5 on the trot. And all right, the next few games are maybe not as easy as those games. I would not be at all surprised if we go to Ipswich next week and get a win. It would not surprise me one bit. You know, we just have to remember, we're Millwall, we're 2 points off automatic with, 8 games to go, whatever it is. You know, well clear of the playoffs. Obviously, we need probably maybe 3 more wins to be guaranteed the playoffs, and everyone would have took that at the start of the season. So, you know, the chance we've got, any chance we've got is a really big bonus. Just need to keep getting behind them. The other thing I'm going to say on the decisions is, particularly the red card, is you've got the whole, you know, we're in block 18, and when you've got the whole block throwing their hands up going, well, what the fuck was all that about? You know, that's 1,000 fucking people who probably know more about football than, you know, a lot of the refs do. And they're like surprised and shocked that that's a red card. He's coming away from goal scoring opportunities. I thought that's what the rule was, that it's a clear and obvious goal scoring opportunity. Well, if that was, then fucking hell, teams must have them every week. So, listen, we go again next week. Keep the faith, okay? Keep the faith. Up the lights.
Nick, Matt Richards fucked off after that game. It's frustrating. We didn't play well first half. Let's not forget that. Didn't have one shot on didn't have one chance, one shot on target. They were pressing us and getting into us, and we were nervous. I think the crowd was nervous. Obviously, I guess maybe the Borough result beforehand put a bit more pressure on. Who knows? But anyway, Alex made some good changes, bold changes. Started playing well. Bannon gets a shot on target. Cooper just misses with a header, and then we score a brilliant goal. The crowd's up for it. Negley's through. You know, doesn't score. It looks like the keeper got a bit of a touch to it actually. So it's a really good save. And then you get the red card decision, and it was just shocking. I mean, yeah, it was probably a foul. It's probably a yellow card. I mean, he did kind of grab at him. I mean, from where I was, it seemed that it was well outside the area, and there was other players there. It didn't seem like a clear goal scoring opportunity. People that have been watching it see Jim Hackett's message to say that he saw it and he didn't think it was a red, and Sky Sports are saying it wasn't. And it's just fucking turns the game. What can you do? What can you do? That's like what, half an hour of the game still to go, at least that. And yeah, and then what happened, didn't it? And Femi looked like that looked like a penalty to me. Down in the box, referee didn't give it, linesman didn't give it. It's just Fisher. It was just absolutely piss poor. And then they score. I mean, they scored their first, ironically, down the left hand side where Zach would have been, and yeah, and then they get a second. It's just gutting. I mean, we didn't play well first half, but the changes, we were playing well. I mean, it was only going to be one winner. You know, Blackburn's heads had dropped, and then the referee just goes and changes the whole game. What can you do? Anyway, we've still got. I think, you know, we're well safe in the playoffs. What we've got to do now is we've got to pick up some points in the away games to come, to make sure cement that place in the playoffs. Really, that's the most important thing. Not that this affects us, and yeah, because I think we actually played with a bit of confidence and afterwards. So, you know, kind of got the players. So yeah, it's just getting those playoffs and make sure we don't have any other bad days like today. Okay, mate, come on, you lines. Cheers.
Full time, leaving the den, and absolutely devastated with that one. Really, really, really disappointing. A lot of people are going to talk about the referee. We'll talk about that in a moment. But for me, the first half was a very cagey affair. You've got a team in the bottom four fighting for their lives, and a team who've got the chance to go into second because of results elsewhere and neither team really wanted to come out the blocks too much. It's quite disappointing with how Millwall played in the first half, but again, going at 0-0 at half-time, still play for a second half. Lot better, get the goal, very, very well taken goal. Another chance to make it 2-0, and then that red card decision, which I hope isn't a talking point for our season overall. Really, really, really controversial in my opinion. I don't see how that's a red card. There's covering defenders there. There's no dog zone. You know, you are going to get some people who scream and shout about this supposed FA conspiracy to keep us down, which there is a bit of me that's starting to think, well, we are being hit with fines left, right and centre now that we never did before. Now we're getting near the top. However, that's an awful decision, that referee. I'd like to know, I'd like to read the report, or if we could ever get access to a report, find out how that's a red card, because like I say, there seems to be a covering defender and a dog zone. It wasn't one. Yeah. So I don't know of an obvious goal scoring opportunity. He was outside the box. He wasn't going to score that. So I don't know why he's given a red card. But anyway, the thing that got me wasn't just the red card. It was, we went down to 10 men. We made a substitution to go back to the back four. And we defended like we had about 9 players. And there was large gaps on the pitch. I think the issue as well was that when you are down to 10 men, you need everyone fighting them tooth and claw and throwing themselves on the ball. And I think some of our players didn't do that when we went down to 10 men. I thought we defended well. We defended very, very well when we was down to 10 men. But the opening periods have been for under 10 men. But then the gaps start appearing because I don't think everyone else is putting the same level of effort in. Ivanovic, if you look at the second goal, I know he's a little bit of a panto villain at times, but Ivanovic, fails to make 2 tackles and fails to track back at the 2 tackles he should have made, and then they run through and score. Not blaming him specifically, because you've still got to run through everyone. But again, when you're down to 10 men, I've just said it a couple of times and I'll say it again, you need to fight and you need to bite and you need to claw and you need to pull shirts and you need to do everything to stop them getting through. And we didn't. And the defence was under too much pressure. So for me, awful red card decision. But a little bit of column A, a little bit of column B, why we lost today. Still in 4th. So it's not an absolutely, totally massive disaster. But it's definitely, if it was a boxing match, as I've alluded to before on this podcast, it's a blow that certainly leaves you dazed and might have you down. But will it leave you down for the count? Come on, Lions.
Cold night, sorry colours, scarf up, crack save.
Hello dear listeners, it's Nick from Achtung Millwall podcast. Life is always dramatic at the Den, and you can follow every twist and turn of the biggest small club in the world via the Sports Social Podcast Network. Whether it's match comment, the history of our wonderful club, or just the slings and arrows of outrageous fortune, you'll hear it all on our show. Not only that, but it's all for a good cause, because we donate our show profits to the Lions Food Hub. Tune into Achtung Millwall podcast now, wherever you get your podcasts.
Who do you want to watch?